I've been making lots of videos about beginners progressing in skateboarding, and a lot of you have been asking me the same thing. I've dug up some old VHS tapes, and today we're going to look at my own personal progression journey in skateboarding. Very special edition of the progression series. This is going to be my own personal experience, and this was way back in the day, so it's not quite as concise as some of the other people's. But this is roughly one of the first times I went to the skate park in 2000. So I was born 91, so I'm like 8 or 9 right now. And as you can see, I don't really have a proper skateboard. I got plastic trucks, I got kind of like a mini board. But I did want to try to send the drop in. And this is my brother too. He and I used to skate together, rest in peace, Carl. But he kind of had a bit more of a legit board. But we both kind of started skating at the same time. I wouldn't say that he was better than me. We were pretty much learning everything at the same time. But I don't know why I had this board and he had a real board. I didn't even really like think about it. But as you can see, you got the old school kickflip sort of, got the ollie sort of. And just, you know, what's fun is that like, I don't even know why I tried to do a board slide right now. Is like, I had no like exposure to skating apart from like, I probably just saw someone else at the park do that and I thought like I could do it. But innately I knew I wanted to ollie, so this is like maybe like a couple weeks later. I thought I could try to ollie over the stick. I got my mom filming, and debatable whether that was a make, but kinda. Okay, so then this is a little bit later on. This skate park in Melbourne, Australia, it was called Warehouse 20 in Noble Park. It closed down after a couple years, but I love this park. But as you can see now, I got the drop in on a pretty big ramp pretty comfortably, so we did kind of miss like a bit of the gaps in between that. But just trying to practice, you know, all of the kicker. I remember that kicker being really steep. And like, as you can see, the skate park's kind of random. No one would build a mini ramp like this spaced out. It's like so bizarre. It's kind of like a rollerblade mini ramp almost. And we got my brother on the rollerblades. He kind of liked rollerblading more than skating, but he would do both. But yeah, I got the kick turns kind of alright. Going for a shove it to fakie. It's interesting that I've never seen myself do a shove it. Going for a kickflip off the drop.
See what he can do.
And I would really just try anything. Oh, okay, I can ride on grind, kind of. Let's try. But I don't think I ever landed that. I remember thinking, like, I don't know how to get to the end. But see, like, I didn't even know if I could take the drop off the end there. But yeah, I was very much Mongo this whole time. I didn't know that you weren't supposed to push Mongo. Pretty much these whole 3 years I'm Mongo. But getting the hang of the ollies, ollie into the bank, ollie out of the kicker. So now we're at Glen Waverley Skate Park. Shed the helmet a little bit. I was never that strict on I must skate with the helmet or I must not. I kind of would just do whatever. And you see all the pads eventually shed. I still got the wrist guards and the elbow pads right now. Yeah, back in this time period, I always used to just try to drop in every single ramp. I would go to the skate park and be like, all right, I got to drop in every ramp. Like, I can't be here where there's a ramp that I can't drop in.
Champion.
Got my dad going. That's kind of risky. You did pretty good. I thought this was cool that I kind of take like an unconventional line at the skate park. So I'm already kind of like thinking of like stuff to do. I thought that was cool. Working on the tail stalls. I remember it was really hard for me to stay in the drop-in position. I could only just tap it. But like, that was a lit ollie. And like, look how big this ramp is. It's so windy up there. That's how high it is. Okay, so now this is my 10th birthday. And I do have a legit setup now. This is my first legit setup. But you would have seen I had it before. Because I remember my parents gave it to me for my birthday, but early. I feel like I got it like 3 or 4 months early. And then yeah, I went back to this place, had my birthday party there. I believe we rented the whole thing out. I wonder how much that would have cost. I feel like we rented out for like an hour or two and then it became general after that. Big air, just trying to sand, just what am I even doing? Front flip attempt? We got the mom on the quad skates, looking good. And see, those were the wrist guards that I was wearing before, so she's wearing them now. I think that she loaned them to me. Let's see, we're shredding the mini ramp. Oh, we got the camera out. All right, I gotta get the clip right now. Oh, perfect kickflip down a one stair. And you may also notice that I now painted my rainbow helmet black because I'm a cool, insecure skater boy and I can't be wearing a rainbow helmet anymore. I thought that was kind of funny. We got my dad on the rollerblades now, sending the big roll in. And skateboard with the gloves. What are those gloves for? But yeah, like I said, I would try to go down every ramp. I remember this rolling being like super scary, and like it's like almost goes kind of the way that it isn't a bank, it like curves down. But yeah, loved flyouts as a kid. Just trying to get those grabs, and just loved like alling out of ramps. That was probably like my favorite thing. Up the Euro now, so you see we bailed it before, now we got it. Still bailing the 180 though. But yeah, getting some progress on the tray flip. I didn't even know like how I knew about tray flip, but somehow like that was pretty close though. And then yeah, me, my brother, and my dad built this box. It was extremely unskateable, but I could front board it. I guess I learned front board on that, and you'll see me do a better one later. But we got my dad practicing. Yeah, that was good. You can see my 50s are getting there. And now I'm a bit more of a skater. See, I shed all the pads except the knee pads, and I have actual skate shoes. My kickflips are kind of coming in. I'm pretty comfortable going down any of the ramps. Yes. Yes, I think this was my brother's birthday in 2002 in May. Got the fly out. Boom. Kickflip in these. Like, honestly, they're pretty good attempts. I was definitely inspired by Ryan Sheckler, the king. My hero as a kid. Boom. Debatable, sort of, kind of, almost a make. And yeah, still Mongo. We got the board slide. Nice. And then now this is my 11th birthday at Dandenong Skate Park. This is still here in Melbourne. But look, I got the DC hat. I'm looking controlled. I'm looking like a real skater now. I think this is where I started to learn a lot more about skating at this point. And yeah, trying to hit the down rails. I remember I learned 50 board side and front board on a different skate park, and then there was a lot of skate parks in this time period had similar down rails, and I would just always try to do it. I remember being super scared of front boarding. And boom, back 50, powerful. But yeah, that's pretty much it for these very early videos that I have. It's very fun to see how I've progressed and my knowledge now when I watch someone new learning. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you want to see 2003 onwards, let me know. But that's it. I like skate.